IVM.
Hey everybody, welcome to another awesome week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Paytm Money. So we had a really interesting week on the network. Definitely check out some of the shows that came out there. We had interesting episodes on Cyrus Says, Advertising is Dead, Filter Coffee Podcast, Glass Station Adulthood, Mr. and Mrs. Binge Watch, Besa Vesa. All of these shows had some really, really cool guests on, and there were some really good episodes out there. Do check them out. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. And with that, let's get you on with your show.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. Today's fun fact of the day has to do with gratitude. Did you know that gratitude can improve the quality of your health? Researchers found that people who approached life with a more grateful demeanor had a better quality of life and health. Actually, this is a rubbish fun fact, because the number of things that gratitude can help us with is unbelievable. A simple search on the internet and you are bombarded with 31 ways in which gratitude can change your life, 7 benefits of gratitude for your health, improve your social life with gratitude, sleep better with a gratitude practice. The list is endless. Getting a gratitude practice was the most transformative habit of my life. And I can't believe that after 200 plus episodes of the Habit Coach podcast, I haven't done one episode on gratitude. And this is probably because I thought I'd done one at the start of the podcast series. But it's never too late to share. If there is any habit you pick from this entire podcast series, please make sure it is the habit of gratitude. I know it will be the most powerful tool for you. My gratitude practice started when I had come out of a very bad stage in my life. A toxic relationship had ended. I had moved homes and was starting my life almost from scratch. My self-esteem was broken, my future was uncertain, and the life I knew lay in 1,000 pieces. I was scared. Fear was the main emotion in my life. You see, when you're living a life of fear, it is very hard to see the positive in anything. You feel that the world is against you. Self-pity is your constant companion. Why me? How could life be so cruel? You take everything in your life for granted. You feel entitled. This is because you're so focused on your life that you can't see the good in others. You feel entitled to all the good things taking place because of all the bad things that have happened to you in the past. You lay awake at night, fighting to sleep, fighting to keep the worrisome thoughts away. You go out every night, blow off some steam, then party into the wee hours to forget what you're running away from. This was my life. I would sleep at 4 or 5 every night. It was so funny. I compare that to my life now, where I wake up at 5 every morning. It was at this lowest point in my life that I started my gratitude practice. I would wake up in the morning and force myself to think of 3 things to be grateful for. I would write them down in a book. The first week of this practice was hard, but by the second week, I was smiling every time I wrote something down to be grateful for. Within a month of this gratitude practice, my life had changed. It was unrecognizable. The fear was gone. The worry was gone. I was a different person. Gratitude is the feeling of thankfulness for something or someone or some event. It's when someone does something for you without asking for anything in return. It is appreciating someone for the impact that they have on your life. The word gratitude evokes a feeling. This feeling supercharges the brain with a cocktail of chemicals. It is built into our biology. As human beings are social animals, we have evolved to live together and do things for each other. Our social system would break down if this stopped. You can actually see that happen in the world over. As we are growing as a global society, we're becoming more individualistic and less social. It is in times like these that gratitude is needed. And here is how you begin to work on your gratitude practice. Start by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. You have to write them in a full sentence. I am grateful for my mother and her unconditional love for me, etc. You can give a reason for the gratitude, but it is not necessary. But writing I am grateful for, etc., very important. The real power comes next. For the first 30 days, do not repeat a single thing on your gratitude list. This means you're forced to write 90 things to be grateful for. When I tell this to my clients, they faint. It feels impossible to think of 90 things. But then you remember that Hindi teacher in school that showed you so much kindness. You remember that birthday party that was so special. You think of your favorite cricket bat that went with you everywhere. And you realize that life has been really good to you. Even through the bad times, there were moments of joy or moments of things that you can feel grateful for. So your simple habit starts by getting a book and a pen. No, do not do this on your mobile phone or a computer. I want you to write this down. Do this habit every morning with your tea or coffee. Find a particular spot where you won't be disturbed. Spend at least 15 seconds visualizing and focusing on the thing you're grateful for. Let that emotion run through your mind. Be ready for your life to change. As your habit coach, I would love to know how this practice has impacted your life. Please send me a message on my Instagram. I am at Ashdin Doc. Tell me how you feel. I am excited for you. But the real change happens when you write down the name of the person that hurt you and broke you in your gratitude journal, and then thank them for this new life and wisdom that they've given you. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome180.
Look! Up in the internet! It's a meme! No! It's a cat video! No! It's the Geek Fruit Podcast!
That's right, we interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, The Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.
Advertising is dead. Yep, you heard me right. Advertising is dead. We're all in the content business now. Let's not call it news, TV, radio, etc., etc. It's all content, and we're in the middle of this weirdly exciting phase where all the borders and lines that have been drawn over decades has been swept away by this lovely thing called the internet. We're a show where we don't dwell on just the stuff that is now, but rather the wider stuff about advertising, media, content, and the whole goddamn circus surrounding it. Tune in every Tuesday for our weekly unboxing of the mystery box we used to call advertising. I'm Varun Dugirala, co-founder and content chief at The Glitch, and this is my new podcast, Advertising is Dead.